She knows that your mom would take your call.
Second phone call attempt at 4:26 p.m. Hello? Hey, what's up? I talked to Jeffrey, and I'm going to his house tomorrow morning, and I'm gonna get he's gonna set something up for you now. Well, like, what do you think? I don't know. I'm gonna talk to him tomorrow morning when I go to his house about it. Like, what I do think? Talk to him. I'll talk to him tomorrow, and then I'll bring him in the next day to talk to him about it. I don't know. You're gonna have to talk to him about it. I mean, I don't really work for him like that. I just bring roles to him and deal with him. So you're gonna have to talk to him about it. That's what I'm saying. When you work for him, I'll bring you in and you can ask him before you work. Like, what should I do to make more money? Okay, so I don't know. Talk to him about it. Want me to put my sister for you so like you could get paid more or something? Well, yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I'm working tomorrow, and me and him are going to put a schedule together for you and your sister. So I'll call you tomorrow when I leave Jeffrey with the schedule. All right. Okay, well, what time? Well, why don't you? Okay, I'll leave you a message. That's fine. I'll leave you a message tomorrow. All right. Bye. Schedule for you and your sister.
Einstein code exposed. Erika Kirk's leaked audio with sister offer and payments. Darkest twist yet. Stop everything right now. Folks, what if I told you an alleged leaked audio recording has just exploded across the internet like a political nuke? Sources and viral claims say it supposedly captures Erika Kirk, widow of the late Charlie Kirk, in a jaw-dropping conversation scheduling young models for a mystery guy codenamed Einstein, the same whisper that's been linked to Jeffrey Epstein circles for years. We're talking lines like the more you do, the more you get paid, plus an alleged casual offer to loop in her own sister for the arrangement. Model apartments, secret payments, the whole twisted package from way back in the day. Is this the darkest conservative scandal ever, or the wildest deepfake hoax designed to burn everything down? The internet is already calling it demonic, laughing in disbelief, and demanding answers while the comment section turns into a total circus. Buckle up, buttercups, because if these viral leaks are even half true, this one's about to rewrite the entire script. You ready to hear the alleged tea with maximum sarcasm and zero filter? Let's dive in. But let's get straight into the alleged storm that's got the entire internet buzzing like never before. Erika Kirk, the widow of Charlie Kirk, the conservative powerhouse who built Turning Point USA from the ground up and whose tragic assassination in September 2025 left supporters reeling across the country. For years, Erika positioned herself as the ultimate family-first figure, standing shoulder to shoulder with her husband at rallies, interviews, and events, always projecting that polished image of traditional values, faith, and loyalty that resonated so deeply with the right-wing crowd. Picture the perfect conservative wife, graceful, supportive, never missing a beat, and that's the Erika everyone thought they knew. But according to the flood of viral claims swirling right now, a supposed leaked audio recording from back around 2004 to 2006 is flipping that script upside down in the most jaw-dropping way. The heart of this whole controversy supposedly revolves around that alleged tape where a voice sounding remarkably like Erika's is caught chatting about scheduling young models for a mystery contact nicknamed Einstein.
I have respect for the individuals that are in the photography industry, not because they're degrading women or anything like that, but because that's their field and they are professionals. So I give them credit for being able to have a job and make money and stimulate the economy that way. But I think that there needs to be a way to shield it from the overall public, such as kids, keep it away from them. But in general, if that's a tough one, I really have to say that we live in a free country. So if you want to watch it, turn on your pay-per-view. If not, then monitor on something else that's a little bit more G-rated.
Viral posts and circulating clips claim this Einstein code was a whisper name tied to Jeffrey Epstein's early network, the same elite circles that have fueled conspiracy theories for decades. Sources making the rounds online suggest the conversation dives into payment structures, with lines like "the more you do, the more you get paid" allegedly dropping casually, alongside talk of setting up model apartments in prime spots and even an offhand offer to loop in a sister for the arrangements. It's the kind of twisted detail that makes you pause and think, wait, is this for real? Except it's all framed as unverified leaks spreading faster than any celebrity breakup rumor on social media. This is exactly why Erika Kirk has become the ultimate lightning rod right now. She's not some random name in the gossip mill. She's tied directly to one of the most influential conservative voices of the last decade. Her public reputation was built on family, morality, and standing firm against the elite machine her husband fought so hard. Yet these alleged leaks are painting a completely opposite picture, and the contrast is pure dramatic gold. Sarcasm aside, folks, it's like watching the ultimate plot twist in a political soap opera. The devoted widow suddenly linked to whispers of high society scheduling that sounds straight out of a true crime binge watch. And the internet isn't holding back. Reaction videos are exploding with everything from shocked gasps to dark laughs, turning her name into trending hashtags overnight. Let's rewind a little and look at the past incidents that have already made Erika a target for controversy long before this audio surfaced. Her career in New York real estate with firms like the Corcoran Group has been dug up again by online sleuths. Threads on forums are pointing to old client lists and property deals that supposedly overlapped with names later connected to Epstein's world. Nothing ever officially proven, of course, but the dots are being connected with red string energy in comment sections everywhere. Then you add the modeling angle. Viral investigators are resurfacing supposed ties to agencies representing young talent during that era, complete with old party photos and event mentions where the guest lists allegedly mixed power players in ways that now raise every eyebrow possible. It's all speculative fuel, but when you stack it next to this Einstein code, the narrative gains traction like a viral challenge nobody asked for. The post-assassination drama only cranked the spotlight hotter. After Charlie's shocking death, the family faced non-stop scrutiny. Those Zoom calls and public appearances where Erika discussed business pivots and future plans got labeled everything from tone-deaf to opportunistic by critics flooding the comments. "How can she move on so fast?" became the rallying cry, and now layering this alleged audio on top feels like the ultimate emotional gut punch for longtime supporters. One popular reaction post that's been shared thousands of times puts it bluntly, "Poor Charlie and the babies." The heartbreak mixed with the shock is what makes this scandal hit different. It's not just politics. It's personal for millions who followed the Kirk story like their own family saga. And let's be honest, the timing couldn't be more explosive if it tried. With Epstein files still getting dissected online and conservative circles already fracturing from internal beefs, names like Candace Owens dropping their own hot takes left and right, this supposed tape lands like a nuke in the middle of the chaos. Anonymous sources whispering on Reddit and X are claiming the recording might tie back to old wiretap vibes from investigations back in the day, complete with lavish apartment setups and cash flow details that sound way too organized to ignore. Voice match debates are everywhere, with amateur experts comparing waveforms and swearing it lines up perfectly with Erika's speaking style. Deepfake warnings are popping up too, but the damage to the public image is happening in real time regardless. It's the perfect mix of suspense and speculation that keeps viewers glued, turning every new clip into must-watch content. The sarcasm writes itself when you zoom out. The woman who spent years championing traditional American values now allegedly starring in audio about sister deals and performance-based payments for a code-named Contact. It's almost too cinematic, like if Succession decided to cross over with an Epstein documentary, complete with family legacy on the line and elite secrets bubbling up. Pop culture fans are already memeing it hard, comparing the whole thing to the wildest plot twists in House of Cards or even The Crown, where one secret phone call topples an entire empire. The humor in the absurdity? Dark but undeniable, because who saw a conservative icon's widow getting pulled into Einstein whispers coming? This alleged scandal introduction alone proves why Erika Kirk's name is trending harder than any political bombshell in months. From her roots supporting a movement built on faith and Family to now being the center of these circulating claims about model scheduling and secret arrangements, the narrative flip is chef's kiss levels of dramatic. Defenders are out in full force, calling it a targeted smear designed to bury what's left of the Kirk legacy, while critics are running with it, using every old photo and quote as fresh ammunition. The public is split right down the middle, one side screaming hoax, the other demanding the full story, and that's what keeps the engagement through the roof. The broader distrust in public figures is the real rocket fuel here. After years of elite name drops in Epstein circles involving everyone from politicians to billionaires, people are primed to question everything. Erika, as part of that conservative machine, becomes the perfect lightning rod for those hungry for the next big reveal. If even half of this alleged audio holds up, it changes the entire game, say the viral threads piling up hourly. The lavish details supposedly in the leak, upscale setups for young talent, payment incentives, organized schedules, make it read like a spy novel crust with high society gossip. And the sister mention? That's the jaw-dropper twist turning casual listeners into full-time investigators. This sets up the controversy around Erika Kirk like nothing else could. Her once rock-solid reputation is now under the microscope, with the alleged Einstein audio acting as the ultimate what-if bomb. From devoted partner to supposed player in twisted arrangements, the story is loaded with irony, emotion, and non-stop suspense. Questions are exploding everywhere. Who dropped the tape and why right now? Is it authentic or the world's cleverest deepfake? And how far does this rabbit hole really go in the elite world? The internet is obsessed, and the drama is only ramping up with every new reaction video and forum post. But that's just scratching the surface of this alleged scandal. Now, let's break down exactly what the leaked audio is supposedly revealing, the fake investigative findings making the rounds, and how the public reactions are turning this into a full-blown circus. Because if part 1 left you stunned at how Erika Kirk went from the picture-perfect conservative wife to the alleged star of this Einstein audio nightmare, then buckle up. We're about to dissect what the so-called leaked recording supposedly actually says, the wild investigative claims flying around online, the anonymous tipsters dropping breadcrumbs, and the absolute circus of public reactions that's turning this into one of the most talked-about scandals of 2026. First, let's talk about what people are claiming is actually on this alleged tape. According to the viral clips being passed around on X, Reddit threads, Telegram groups, and shady download links nobody should be clicking, the voice, which multiple amateur audio nerds swear matches Erika Kirk's cadence, tone, and even those little New York inflections she's had in old interviews, is having what sounds like a very businesslike phone call. The key lines everyone's quoting? The more you do, the more you get paid. Straight-up performance-based incentives, allegedly. Then there's the part where the speaker supposedly says something along the lines of, "I can get my sister in on this too if you need more girls, she's game." Yeah, that one hits different. The internet collectively went "excuse me" when that clip started circulating. Other snippets supposedly mentioned model apartments being set up in nice parts of the city. Think high-rise condos with doorman and skyline views, the kind of places young aspiring models dream about but can't afford on their own. There's talk of schedules, bookings, and keeping everything discreet because you know how these things work. And the kicker, the mystery contact on the other end is repeatedly called Einstein. Not Albert. Not some random genius nickname. In the context of Epstein lore that's been drilled into everyone's brain for years, that codename theory exploded like wildfire. Anonymous posters are insisting it was an inside shorthand for Jeffrey Epstein back when his network was still operating under the radar in the mid-2000s. Now, is any of this verified? Absolutely not. No major outlet has authenticated the audio. No forensic lab has released a report. Voice analysis videos on YouTube are split 50-50ths. Half say it's a perfect match, half say it's AI slop or a really good impersonator. But that hasn't stopped the investigative crowd from going full Sherlock. Threads are popping up claiming to have cross-referenced old Corcoran Group client lists from Erika's real estate days. She worked there briefly in the early 2000s. And surprise, some names overlap with people later subpoenaed in Epstein-related cases. Coincidence? Maybe. But online detectives are treating it like the smoking gun of the century. Then you've got the modeling agency angle. Viral posts are resurfacing decade-old photos from industry events in New York where Erika allegedly attended mixers or charity galas that also had modeling scouts and high-net-worth attendees. One particularly unhinged thread even pulled up grainy event photos claiming to show her in the same room as representatives from agencies that supplied talent to big fashion houses, agencies that, years later, got whispered about in Epstein docs. Again, no direct link, no proof she ever booked anyone for anything shady. But the implication is there, An implication is all you need in 2026 internet court. Anonymous sources, because of course they are anonymous, are dropping what they call context in private discords and paid Substack newsletters. One supposed insider claims the apartments mentioned were part of a talent housing program for up-and-coming models, funded by wealthy patrons who wanted to support the arts. Another says the payments were legit modeling gigs with bonuses for availability and discretion. A third, my personal favorite for sheer drama, insists the whole thing was an elaborate front for something much darker, and the Einstein calls were being monitored by early FBI wiretaps that never made it to public release. Take that with an entire salt mine. But people are eating it up. Public reaction? It's a glorious, unhinged mess. On one side you've got the diehard Charlie Kirk loyalists screaming deep state hit job, and this is what they do to silence conservatives even after death. They are flooding comment sections with praying hand emojis, American flags, and long threads about how Erika has been nothing but a grieving widow trying to keep the family afloat. They point out the obvious. Why would anyone leak something this explosive now, years later, unless it was manufactured to destroy what's left of the Kirk brand? On the flip side, and this side is loud, you've got the told you so crowd. Former TPUSA critics, Candace Owens fans who've already been beefing with the Kirk Circle, random blue-check drama accounts, and straight-up conspiracy pages are feasting. Memes are everywhere. One popular format takes Erika's smiling family photos and slaps Einstein scheduler captions over them. Another edits in audio waveforms with crying Jordan faces. The phrase "poor Charlie and the babies" has become a sarcastic catchphrase, people typing it both sincerely, heartbroken supporters, and mockingly, people who think the whole conservative machine was always rotten. Pop culture crossovers are in full swing too. TikTok is doing sound-alike challenges where creators lip-sync the alleged lines in dramatic slow-mo. Twitter RX Spaces have been running 24/7 since the leak dropped, with hosts bringing on experts who are really just guys with microphones and strong opinions. One viral clip has a comedian doing an exaggerated Erika impression saying, "More you do, more you get paid, sis, you in?" And the comments are pure chaos, laughing emojis, angry rants, people tagging Charlie's old accounts like he can still see them. The emotional whiplash is what keeps this thing burning. Charlie Kirk built an empire on family values, faith, patriotism, the whole package. His assassination already broke hearts across the movement. Now his widow is allegedly caught on tape talking about sister deals and pay-for performance with a guy nicknamed after a pedophile financier? Even if it's fake, the mere existence of the rumor is devastating for the brand. Supporters are posting long tributes. Charlie deserved better than this smear campaign. Critics are replying, maybe he married into the swamp and never knew. It's brutal, it's personal, and it's driving engagement through the roof. And let's not pretend the humor isn't dark as hell. The sarcasm practically writes itself. Conservative Queen Bee turns out to be the ultimate talent booker. Who saw that coming? From Turning Point USA to Turning Tricks for Einstein, iconic glow-up. People are joking about it because laughing is the only way to process something this absurd. But underneath the memes is real tension. If even a sliver of this alleged audio is legit, it doesn't just tarnish Erika, it calls into question the entire moral high ground the movement claimed for years. The anonymous drops keep coming too. Screenshots of supposed old emails, blurry photos of apartment buildings in Manhattan, even a grainy still from what someone claims is security footage of young women entering those buildings. None of it's verified, none of it's conclusive, but it all feeds the beast. Every new piece of evidence gets dissected in real time, turning casual scrollers into amateur investigators overnight. This breakdown of the alleged content and the wildfire reactions shows exactly why this story isn't dying down anytime soon. It's got everything. Elite secrets, family betrayal vibes, payment incentives, code names, modeling world glamour mixed with darkness, and a grieving widow at the center of it all. Whether it's the truth, a masterful hoax, or something in between, the public is hooked, and the fallout is only beginning. So what happens next if this alleged tape keeps spreading? What kind of legal heat, investigations, or total implosions could come from claims this explosive? That's where things get really interesting, and really tense. And now that we've ripped apart the alleged contents of this so-called Einstein audio leak, the performance bonuses, the sister offer, the model apartments, and the absolute meltdown of public reactions turning X into a battlefield, the million-dollar question hanging in the air is, what actually happens next? If this viral storm keeps raging unchecked, what kind of fallout, investigations, legal headaches, or total reputational Armageddon could come crashing down? Because make no mistake, even if every single second of this tape turns out to be 100% fabricated AI garbage, the damage is already in motion. and the consequences are stacking up faster than conspiracy theories on a slow news day. First off, let's talk legal heat, because that's where things get spicy real quick. Right now, no official law enforcement agency has publicly confirmed they are looking into this alleged recording. No FBI statement, no DOJ press release, no New York State AG tweet storm. But that hasn't stopped the rumor mill from churning out scenarios like it's a Marvel movie plot. Anonymous accounts claiming to be former insiders are posting that if the audio ever gets authenticated, big if, it could trigger everything from civil lawsuits for defamation, Erika or her team suing the leakers, to potential wiretap violation probes if it really was part of some old investigation that never saw daylight. One particularly dramatic thread floating around insists that leaking classified wiretap material, if it even is that, carries federal penalties. We're talking years behind bars for whoever dropped it. Of course, nobody's been arrested, nobody's been named, and the whole thing could evaporate tomorrow if a big fact check drops calling it a hoax. But the speculation alone is keeping lawyers on speed dial. Then you've got the civil side, defamation suits flying left and right. Imagine Erika's legal team, and trust me, they exist, deciding enough is enough. They could go after the biggest amplifiers, the reaction channels blowing this up for views, the X accounts with hundreds of thousands of followers captioning clips Erika Kirk exposed, even the podcast hosts who've been teasing big drops without evidence. The irony? Suing for defamation would only pour more gasoline on the fire. Every filing becomes new content, every hearing gets live-streamed, and suddenly the story lives forever in search results. It's the Streisand effect on steroids. Try to bury it, and it grows wings. On the flip side, if any sliver of this alleged audio gets even partial corroboration, say, metadata showing it dates back to 2005, or a voice expert saying, yeah, that's probably her, the pressure for official investigations skyrockets. Picture congressional committees, the ones that love a good hearing, subpoenaing old Epstein-related records just to check for overlaps. Or state attorneys general in New York or Florida dusting off cold case files on modeling agency complaints from that era. Nothing may come of it, but the optics? Brutal. Every subpoena becomes a headline. Erika Kirk linked to renewed Epstein probe. Even if it ends with no evidence found, the association sticks like glue in the public mind. Financial fallout is another beast entirely. Charlie Kirk's empire, Turning Point USA, the media deals, the speaking circuit, the donor network, was already navigating choppy waters after his passing. Supporters were rallying around the family, donations were flowing in memory of the founder, merchandise was moving. Now, allegations this dark make deep-pocketed conservative donors extremely nervous. Imagine being a major contributor and seeing your name tied, even loosely, to anything with Epstein whispers. Viral posts are already circulating lists of TFUSA-linked businesses and asking, you still supporting this? The boycott calls are starting, small for now, but they grow. Merch sales dip, event attendance hesitates, speaking fees get renegotiated downward. It's not bankruptcy-level crisis, yet, but it's the kind of slow bleed that can cripple an organization built on image and trust. And don't sleep on the internal conservative civil war angle. This isn't happening in a vacuum. The movement was already fractured, Candace Owens versus TFUSA remnants, old beefs reignited, everyone positioning for the post-Charlie era. This alleged leak is pure jet fuel for the rivals. Podcasts are dropping daily updates. X Spaces titled The Erika Files are pulling thousands of listeners, and big names are either staying silent, which looks suspicious, or jumping in with carefully worded statements like we await the full facts, code for I'm watching this implode from a safe distance. The longer it drags, the more it fractures alliances, scares off talent, and makes the whole brand radioactive. Public backlash is the real-time carnage you can watch unfold. Hashtags like #ErikaExposed and #EinsteinGate are trending in conservative corners, mixing genuine heartbreak from longtime fans. How could she do this to Charlie's memory? With gleeful pilo-ns from outsiders, conservatives eating their own popcorn time. Support groups for the Kirk family are posting tearful videos begging people to stop spreading unverified claims, while anti-Kirk accounts are countering with if it's not true, why not sue already? It's emotional whiplash on a national scale. 1 minute people are praying for the kids, the next minute they are memeing more you do, more you get paid into oblivion. The hypothetical resignations or step-backs are already being whispered. Could Erika quietly fade from public life, hand off any remaining TFUSA advisory roles, and go full private citizen? Will board members at affiliated OGs push for distance to protect the mission? Or does she double down with a big interview, sit down with a friendly host, tears optional, full denial, maybe even a polygraph tease? Every path has massive risks.
Stay silent and the rumors win.
Speak out and risk saying the wrong thing that gets clipped and memed forever. The darkest hypothetical floating around? If this alleged tape somehow ties back to real old investigations, even tangentially, it could drag other names into the spotlight, former colleagues from her real estate days, event organizers, anyone who crossed paths in New York elite circles back then. One viral claim insists there are more tapes, and while that's almost certainly fanfiction, it keeps the anxiety churning. The fear of what else is out there is what turns a rumor into a lingering cloud. Wrapping this nightmare up, here's the brutal truth. Whether this audio is the realest thing since sliced bread or the most sophisticated hit job in internet history, the fallout is already real. Reputations don't recover from Epstein-adjacent whispers overnight. They scar. Families suffer in silence while strangers debate their lives like fantasy football. Movements built on moral clarity suddenly look shaky.
And the internet?
It just keeps scrolling, hungry for the next twist.
So where does it end? Does a big debunk drop and everyone sheepishly moves on?
Does Erika, or someone close, finally address it head-on and change the narrative? Or does this fester for months, becoming one of those urban legends that never fully dies? Only time, and maybe a few more anonymous sources, will tell. But one thing's crystal clear: if you're still watching, still sharing, still commenting, you're part of the machine now.
This story only has power because we give it oxygen.
So tell me in the comments, hoax of the century or darkest conservative secret ever leaked?
Deep state takedown or tragic smear?
And if more drops come, because they always do, will you be back for the next chapter?
Hit that like button if this alleged madness shocked you as much as it shocked me.
Drop your hottest take below, keep it civil, but don't hold back. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss when the next bombshell, real or manufactured, hits. Because in 2026, the truth isn't out there, it's trending. Until the next scandal drops, stay skeptical, stay sarcastic, and I'll see you in the comments.
Peace.
And if new leaks, denials, or plot twists drop tomorrow, you know I'll be back breaking it all down. Until then, stay skeptical, stay savage, and keep questioning everything. This is the internet in 2026. Truth is optional, entertainment is mandatory.
See you in the next one. Peace.